Every Pokemon set has a chase card, which is the card that is considered the most desired and rare at the same time. Therefore, it results in being the most expensive one. These cards can explode in price over time and can make people a lot of money if they buy them at the right price. In this video, we will discuss which card will be the next MOONBREON, so you can invest in it if you're looking to invest into singles at the moment. Before starting the video, guys, let me announce the biggest giveaway I have ever done. I will be giving away this custom Evolving Skies booster box when I hit 1000 subscribers. As you can see, it consists of 36 Evolving Sky booster packs. I have decided to do it like this because the booster box is far out of the budget. Only 3 quick steps to enter the giveaway. 1. Be subscribed to the channel with the notifications on. Leave a like on this video and comment something down below. I will reply to the winner's comment with instructions to send them the box. The Sun and Moon era is full of beautiful chase cards, but the most expensive and desired one is the Latias and Latios GX tag team. Same with the Sword and Shield era. Plenty of great chase cards with the alternative arts, but the MOONBREON self-proclaimed as the king of the modern Pokemon cards. Now let's see which are the greatest contenders to be the next MOONBREON. The next chase card that will hit the super premium price range. We're going to talk about some honorable mentions before going for our top 5 contenders. Mega Rayquaza EX Shiny Full Art. This card is from the ancient origins from the X and Y era. I will include both cards, the Mega Rayquaza from Roaring Skies 2, because they look almost exactly the same. These cards are one of my favorite cards of all time. True viewers know why. It is a crazy art from the XY era, featuring an all-time fan favorite on its shiny form. I'm not a fan of the Japanese letters on the card, but it looks so beautiful. The colors fit them perfectly. It reminds me of a younger self playing Omega Ruby and Sapphire. It is just an amazing card for Mega Rayquaza. Alakazam EX Secret Rare from X and Y Fates Collide. This card is so underpriced I cannot even believe it. It comes from Fates Collide, which was a pretty below average set, but the card itself features Alakazam with Umbreon and Lugia. I mean, I will grab some of this for sure. The art is not super crazy, but it's solid in my opinion. I love the orangey border, and the fact that the Pokemons inside the card are in front of the border is really growing on me. In my humble opinion, this card could be going for 3 times the current price without much problems. Great card to look into on the future. Zekrom EX Full Art from Next Destinies. This card just reminds me of the entire Black and White era. I just love it. It's so pure. The colors fit so well. These yellow lines all over Zekrom they just look fantastic, to be honest. The background, like the lightning background, I know it has not aged super well, but I remember opening packs in that era, and this card resumes the Black and White era entirely, and I just love it. I love it so much. Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. This is one of the well-known chase cards of the Scarlet and Violet era, and this is one of the most popular cards that will be on this list, to be honest with you. What can I tell you about these cards? It reminds of the Giratina, same drawer. It looks amazing. The Gyarados on the back looks amazing. This waterfall looks beautiful. I mean, the card overall is super nice. I think Magikarp is quite a popular Pokemon, so it has that going for them too. And there's like a good and a bad side of this card. The good side is that it's pretty easy to pull because it's not a special illustration rare, it's just an illustration rare. Now the bad thing, which is not always bad, but this card is super hard to grade a 10 on. That is why so many people have opened and is still open Paldea Evolved, because if you get this card in a 10, it's truly a grail and it's going for a lot of money. Beautiful card. Let's move to the next one. Like father, like son. Lost Origin Giratina alternative art. I'll put these 2 cards together because they both are great. Super special chase cards. Of course, this is going for a lot more than the Magikarp. I mean, we can see the reasons why. This is really harder to pull and the art is just better in my opinion. Again, we've discussed this card, we've talked about this card so many times in this channel. We're super lovers of these cards. The art looks amazing on the background. I personally like this more than the MOONBREON, to be honest, but I understand the price difference because Evolving Skies have so much more chase cards, so the packs get more open too and the product is scarcer. Umbreon is more popular than Giratina, no doubts about that. But this card has truly potential to be the next big hit. I don't know how much money will this go for in the future, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes for the price that the MOONBREON is going now. I wouldn't predict that, but who knows. This card is amazing and had to be on this list. Quick mention to two cheap cards that feel just so undervalued, it is worth mentioning in this video. The first one is the favorite of the GOAT Pokeos, the Alakazam EX Special Illustration Rare from 151, and the second one is the Zapdos EX from the same set. These cards do not seem to ever be super expensive like the other ones in this list, but the arts are so amazing, they feel just undervalued. These are super popular Pokemon from the original 151, the original Gen 1, and I think they will perform really well in the future. When 151 is more scarce over the years, I wouldn't be surprised if these both cards go for double of the price on the current market. Remember that at the end of this video I will tell you the top 5 cards that have the highest chance to become the next MOONBREON, so stay tuned. I'm sure you're not expecting the top 4 and the top 1 of this list at all. Lugia EX, the Team Plasma version, full art from Plasma Storm. This is pretty similar to the Zekrom I've talked in one of the first spots. Honestly, this card just feels like the entire black and white era too. It's so unique. These cards were blue, which is super strange to think about right now because they just happened and now we don't have this anymore and we probably won't ever. So I wanted to do a quick stop once again on the black and white era. I love this card. It looks like a dark version of Lugia owned by the Team Plasma. I don't know, I really love it. I'm not a big fan of the logo, but I understand why it's there because you can do like the Team Plasma exclusive version of the card, so just amazing card, I love it. And talking about Team Plasma cards, we also have the Palkia EX from Plasma Blast, full art. This card looks amazing to me. It also has the logo like the Lugia, but you can see on the background we have a combination of the water that's coming from the Palkia typing and the lightning that comes from the Team Plasma. I just absolutely love this card. It also looks like a dark version of Palkia with the shadows and stuff, just like the Lugia. Amazing, both cards are amazing. They have these blue borders that are super exclusive to that generation. I just love them both. Next on the list we have the Charizard Secret Rare from Plasma Storm. Another card from the black and white era. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't like this card that much, like the art looks pretty simple to me, but being a shiny Charizard and the scarcity of this card on the market is crazy. If you can grab one copy of this card that is actually near mint, like truly near mint, not what we all know that some sellers consider that just lightly or sometimes heavily played, but a true near mint version of this card would be so rare on the market that it is actually a great card to look for if you're trying to invest in singles. So I have a feeling I should put this at least in the honorable mentions of this list. The same cannot be said about the next card of this list because we've got the Espeon V MAX from Fusion Strike. I absolutely love this card. I think I like it more than the MOONBREON, as I mentioned it in some videos before. And you might have noticed that Gengar is not on this list. While being one of my favorite cards of all time, that Gengar looks amazing, like it's eating the entire wall. I just love it. We're judging these cards based on the price difference they can achieve. So if we're talking about making money, I think Espeon has a better shot given that it's so much cheaper than the Gengar right now, and it's also an evolution that is kind of lacking in the Evolving Skies. I feel like this looks like a great complement to the evolutions on that set, so I think it's a great card to keep track of. Amazing card. I'm expecting this to perform really well in the future. The PSA 10s of this card will just fly. I can already tell, man. Now the last honorable mention before going for the top 5 is the Mega Charizard EX Secret Rare from X and Y Flash Fire. Well, this card is already quite expensive. We have to remember we are talking about a shiny Charizard card from the best performing set on the whole X and Y era. If you want to get a booster box of this set, it will cost you more than $3,000, so the chances of more of them entering the market are not high at all. This card is an easy target for the Pokemon collectors. I think it will actually increase in price even more in the future, honestly. When the focus of the collectors and investors shift to the X and Y era, this card will just explode in price because it's one of the best looking, like beautiful mega card, the blue fire all around it. What a banger of a chase card this is, honestly. Now let's stop the rambling and go for the weighted top 5 cards. These are cards that, in my opinion, have a better shot to be the next MOONBREON and just explode in price. Let's jump into them. Going for the awaited top 5, on the 5th spot we got the Lugia alternative art from Silver Tempest. This card is so undervalued in my opinion. We've got a fan favorite with a crazy art going for half of the price of the Giratina name before. This card price was heavily impacted by some known god packs of Silver Tempest found in different products, so the chance of pulling it was better than other sets, but looking into the future I can see the card going for a lot more than the current price, and it can be the next to explode without a problem at all. Coming on the top 4, I'm sure you won't expect this, Dialga EX from Phantom Forces. This is a beautiful silver card from the X and Y era that is only worth $250 in a near mint condition. This card is so special given that it's the only one in history made like this. If you have seen this card in person, it's just so majestic, it feels so different from all the others. It is just beautiful. It looks like it was from a whole different game. It might look simple to a lot of you guys watching, but honestly, if you lived that era of Pokemon, that card was just the card you wanted to have. I feel like it's from one of the best X and Y sets, same as the Charizard mentioned before. The set goes super crazy in price. Now, there won't be much of this more on the market because people are not opening these crazy prices on packs and booster boxes, so I feel like the ones we have right now are the ones we will have forever. So if people start collecting this card, I feel like it can actually explode in price. I feel like this is a piece of history and I really love it. Now I know for sure you will know the card on the top 3, which is the Charizard GX Secret Rare from Burning Shadows. Yeah, the rainbow one. This card is super special and probably the second chase card in the whole Sun and Moon era, after that Latios and Latios from Team Up we've discussed before. The best rainbow card by far, and what makes this card so special too is that it's super hard to grade this as a 10. So a PSA 10 of this card is considered a grail by itself, and it's going for like $2,600 in the market, or something crazy like that. It's a fan favorite, it's the fan favorite, it's Charizard. It's super hard to pull this card, and it's even harder to grade it on a 10 as I said, so I'm expecting this card to go absolutely nuts in the future when the popularity of the Sun and Moon sets increase again, when fans, collectors, investors just shift from the Sword and Shield that we've seen them shift already, but when they truly shift from one era to the other one, when we come to Sun and Moon, this card will be the card. And honestly, if you can get a near mint condition of this card at a decent price, I would 100% do it. If you see there's a slight chance of having a PSA 10, I would go for it, man. They go for a ton amount of money, so I would take my chances if I had a good copy of this. And without further ado, let's jump to the top 2 that you will probably have heard a lot. Alright, so the card of the moment, the man of the day. We've got the top 2, Greninja EX Special Illustration Rare from Twilight Masquerade. There's a lot of polarity with this card. It feels almost like it's a hate it or love it card. Without judging your opinions on it, this card has been performing so well since day one. The most desired card in the entire Scarlet and Violet era. The reality is that if the remaining sets are not better than the ones we've already had until now, this card will be the chase card of the era. If that happens, it's definitely a possibility. We hope not, but that could happen. It is super likely that it increases even more in price, since it will establish itself as the chase card from the Scarlet and Violet era. While it is true that it can be outperformed by another chase card on the future, I also hope so. Like, I'm expecting big things from Scarlet and Violet still. But judging with the data we have until now, we really have to consider this option to be the next Moonbreon because it has a great shot, honestly. Now, the moment some of you might have been waiting for, we've got the top one. I'm curious to know which percentage of people would actually guess this top one. I don't think much people would, but let's talk about the top one, Arceus, Dialga and Palkia GX Alternative Full Art Tag Team. This card comes from the Cosmic Eclipse, as almost all of you might know. I can even begin to believe how underpriced this card is. It is the only card we've got featuring the legendary trio, apart from the Birds promo and the Zapdos from the 151, but it is absolutely beautiful. It has 3 of the most popular legendary Pokemon of all time, and one of the best generations of all time, honestly. It seems like the stars had to align to have this masterpiece created, and the singularity of the design being like a statue of the 3, it's a crazy idea. This card changed the Pokemon TCG competitive aspect forever, and it is coming from the top 3 sets of the last 3 eras, Cosmic Eclipse. Now, this set is getting more and more scarce over time, and that will lower the supply a lot. When the market cycle shifts to the Sun and Moon, I expect this card to get the most gains out of all this list. Of course, guys, when we're talking about Pokemon cards, there's a lot of nostalgia and feelings involved, so I would be happy to hear what are your thoughts of this list and what are these chase cards that you think right now can be the next Moonbreon in the next months, years, or whatever you want. So I'm expecting you to write me down a comment talking about this. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I appreciate your support a lot. Don't forget to enter the 1000 subs giveaway, and let's rush our way through it. I know we can do it. And as always, have a great day.